Let's talk about an amazing herb called ginger. Hello and welcome to the Ask Dr. Pickel show. And today we're going to talk about ginger. Now, ginger, also known as Zingiber Officianale, and or there's another translation called horn root. So kind of interesting there. And there's an active ingredient in ginger called gingerol. And it's very interesting the history on ginger. It actually, yeah, it's been in India and China for over 5,000 years. Actually, India is the biggest producer currently of ginger. And, eventually ginger was traded by India to the Roman Empire, and then they started to use it medicinally. And then as time passed, the 1300s, 1400s, 1 pound of ginger was worth about the cost of one sheep. So something you might want to know there. Okay, so ginger is not only pretty darn healthy, it's an antioxidant overall, meaning it really kind of slows the aging and antioxidant process in the body. Actually, it affects quite a few different. It actually helps protect glutathione. It helps to inhibit what's called inducible nitric oxide, does all kinds of good stuff. It's anti-inflammatory. It helps suppress a lot of inflammatory mechanisms in the body when people have inflammation. And here's one of its biggest known that you'll hear about a lot is its anti-nausea effects. And anti-nausea goes pretty far with it. I mean, it's being used in people with nausea that are pregnant, people who are going through chemotherapy that are nauseated, nausea that occurs with motion sickness. In fact, ginger's been given for people who have, let's say, seasickness, motion sickness. In fact, there's one study, it actually worked better than the medication for seasickness. So interesting there. Anti-cancer properties, lots of research on that. Cardiovascular protection helps protect the heart, the arteries. Anti-diabetic, it helps with blood sugar issues. And yeah, that's kind of what it's used for. Nausea and stomach issues, you'll hear about it the most here with this. Let me see if I can do this. And then stomach issues, there's actually studies showing it helping with ulcers. Pain and inflammation, many studies on how it decreases inflammation, helps to inhibit pain to a degree. And then blood sugar issues, it helps the cells to utilize insulin better. And then cardiovascular disease, which we talked about. Asthma, actually, there's some studies showing it's help with asthma. Constipation, it helps with gut motility. And then this is an interesting one because it can decrease cravings, which would be effective, especially if you were trying to do like intermittent fasting, or maybe between meals, a good thing to have. And there's actually quite a few other uses for ginger that are pretty impressive. Also, ginger can be found, yeah, we can get it in a powder form, a tea form, capsule form. You can get it. Now, here's the thing to kind of look at, because ginger is taken from it's the root. It's underneath the plant there. And the ginger, if you just get it raw from the root, they call it actually a rhizome in the research, which means root. That's a technical term. But the 6-gingerol, that's the one you'll see the most. That one's used the most. This would probably be the recommended form. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll actually heat and dry the root, and then you get this other one called 6-shogale, and which isn't the one really that's been shown to be as effective, but maybe for certain applications. All right, so how do we dose this? How do we take this? Yeah, about 500 to 3 grams. I'd say most people are doing about 1 to 2 grams per day. And then, can you take too much? Yeah, I found that if you get over, and many studies show that if you get over 4 grams per day, you could get some reactivity. You could get some stomach upset. Actually, it could go the opposite direction, make the stomach feel bad, headache, feel bad, nausea. But what this stuff does is when you take it, it actually tends to kind of coagulate in the stomach. And this helps, why it helps so much with a lot of stomach issues. So raw ginger, Basically, I was thinking, how can you get this in easily? Like a raw ginger tea. So when you go to the store and you buy ginger, you want to make sure it's firm, like when you squeeze it. Sometimes you don't want to get the really big piece. That tends to be a little more pungent. So maybe get a smaller piece. Just shave off about a thumb size amount, and then which you can even chop that into smaller pieces, or take that full piece and put it into some hotter, or steep it in some water. And some people add some honey in, or they'll add some fresh lemon juice in, something to alter the taste a little bit. But this stuff can be great for so many things, and probably should be something that people could and should almost do daily because of the benefits of ginger. So, all right, well, hopefully everybody got a lot out of ginger today, and maybe you can try some out. God bless, and I'll see you next time.